And I have here in the studio, I've got Chris and I got Tabitha Coqueran. Where are you guys from?
We are from Brick.
Well, thank you for stopping by the studio.
My pleasure.
Chris, thank you for stopping by as well.
Thank you.
We have Piper here, 7 years old. She's just spinning in the chair. She doesn't want to talk to me.
Right.
But that's so we're here to let's talk about Piper. What kind of little young girl is she like?
Piper was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia shortly before her 5th birthday, so about 2 years ago. And it really came out of the blue. We kind of found out on a fluke. She wound up getting really bad migraines, and at 4 years old, they usually don't get migraines. And she wound up getting like really weird, unusual bruises on her body. And we rushed her to the doctor, and they did blood work stat and said, "You're going up to Robert Wood." And of course, me with Google, I started Googling everything, and my worst nightmare was confirmed when we got there and we got her diagnosis. So it was kind of time stopped and stood still. We didn't know where we were going to go. We never dealt with anything. You always hear stories, but you're usually you just hear the stories. You're not part of the story. So when we got there, it was literally like a fog.
But it was a quick, obviously, process to find out what was going on by the time she started getting the migraines. Because sometimes you talk to some families and they go from doctor to doctor to doctor, not knowing what's going on. But this sounds like it was kind of quick.
Her doctor was amazing because it did happen extremely quickly. As soon as we noticed it, by the 3rd day that her migraines were not getting any better when we took her, they were on top of it. And as soon as they sent us, they did the blood work. She started chemo as soon as we got to Robert Wood. She started the next day. She had her port placed, and it happened so fast. We really didn't have time to think. It was quick. It was really quick, and I'm grateful for that.
And have you heard of, obviously being from Brick, have you heard of Ocean of Love?
I heard of Oceans of Love. I knew of Oceans of Love. I really had no idea what they did or what they were about. They were one of the first organizations that our social worker came to us with and said, you know, you have to contact these people. They're wonderful. They will help you get through this. And they were right, above and beyond right. They have been there since day one. And honestly, I really don't know how I would have gotten through these past 2 years without Oceans of Love.
What was your first impression like when you that first phone call? If you remembered it, it might be all fog and everything. But one of the first memories of Ocean of Love coming into your life, what was that like?
When Piper was released from the hospital, her first initial stay, we were in there for about 15 days. So we had an appointment pretty much, I want to say, 2 days after she was released from the hospital. And we brought her and her brothers and sisters to Oceans of Love. They were welcoming. They became family instantly. They really helped our other children kind of help us, explain what was going on with Piper, because they were afraid too, because they automatically assumed cancer and they assumed the worst. And they really tried to make it a positive experience and give us hope that we're not alone. We're not the only family going through this. And it was family from day one, and they will always be a part of our family.
You have a family of 6 boys, 2 girls.
Correct. And Piper is the baby.
And Piper is the baby. Yeah. And she's now just playing with Daddy right now. She's
yes.
having a good time. They're boxing here in the studio.
Yes, we are.
Piper's winning.
Yes.
So now Ocean of Love, they step in and they just want to make the families as comfortable as possible, help the families out with whatever needs they might, because obviously you're in the hospital with her one stretch for 15 days, for 2 weeks. You have other family members that they still have to live their life, and they still have to get dressed every day and go to school. And what type of things did Ocean of Love help out with your family that really stood out the most?
It's hard. They are there definitely emotionally. They're there financially. It's really hard for a family to choose when you have 2 parents. I can't even imagine if you only had 1 parent. Who's going to stay in the hospital? Who's going to stay home? They really help get you through that. Financially, it makes it so much easier instead of a family having to choose, okay, do I pay for my electric bill this month, or do I pay for my son or daughter's cancer treatment or medication they may need? They really help alleviate that so that you don't have to choose between what you're going to do. They try to make your life as normal as possible and keep it normal and keep you positive through the whole process, because it is extremely stressful and it's life-changing. And unless you've been there or been through it, it's really hard to explain to someone what you're going through on a daily basis.
You know, unfortunately, there's over 50 families under the care, I believe, of Ocean of Love, really at any given moment. And, you know, we raise this money for them, and it's really just a drop in the bucket because, say, for argument's sake, they're giving you $1,000 to help you pay your mortgage. What about there might be 40 other families that need their mortgage paid too at that time. So every month, they're giving all these families so much money.
Every little bit helps, exactly. I mean, there are so many families, and we didn't realize until Piper was diagnosed how many families are diagnosed daily, every single day, and the struggles that they go through. And for her, we always tried to stay positive, and I mean, that's really the goal. One of the goals of Oceans of Love is to help keep their families going and kind of, you know, be able to live through this and be able to make it through and see the light at the end of the tunnel.
One of the things about Ocean of Love is they create such a network.
Oh, absolutely. They have monthly support groups for families. Anyone can come, anyone can join, whether it's a family member or the child that is sick. They also hold amazing events for these children that really helps take them away from the reality of what they're going through, and they can enjoy time with other kids that may be going through similar things that they're going through, and it really helps them all stay positive because when they're all together in the same room, it's amazing. I mean, they're all just kids trying to live daily, and some of them you would look at them and not even know that they're sick, and it's amazing. They are so resilient, and
they handle it better than the parents.
They absolutely do. She has been amazing through this whole journey, and I definitely have lost it several times.
They give you a new aspect on life when you see what they're going through.
Life changes. As soon as you get that diagnosis, your life is never the same. Your outlook on things are never the same. Your priorities change. It's completely a life-changing event.
I'm here in the studio with Tabitha Coqueran. We got Chris. And we got Piper here. They're hanging out. So, Dad, Chris, sexy bald guy over here. Well, that's what his T-shirt says. So, just another sexy bald guy. Your take of Ocean of Love, from your perspective.
Ocean of Love pretty much is like a whole nother family for me. I was trying to keep it together during this whole process, but I'm also trying to be the backbone to the rest of my family. And they felt like they were a backbone to me because if I needed the support while Tabitha was in the hospital with Piper or anything, they were there. They were calling me daily, making sure everything was okay. If I needed anything, if I needed help with the kids or if I needed to get up to the hospital or anything I needed, they were there for me, pretty much calling almost daily, helping me through the situation.
What do you think your life, either one of you can answer, would be like if Ocean of Love was not part of this whole process?
I would definitely be lost without them. I really don't know how I would have made it through, especially with us having such a large family. They've made it so much easier on a daily basis, even to just call and talk and vent, and just it's without them. There's no way that it would have been possible to get through this and stay as
it will have been
positive.
a very rough time.
Yeah, they've helped our family so much. I really can't thank them enough. I really can't.